Welcome into Factfinder Investigates. I'm Dylan Doming. It is a case that has been garnering widespread interest all across the region. 2 Kansas women lured to a remote area and murdered. Tonight, Factfinder investigates what we know about the case and the 4 people now accused in the crime. We start with Factfinder reporter Max Dutton on how court documents describe what happened.
These 4 people were responsible for both of these women going missing.
2 men and 2 women are in custody in the Texas County, Oklahoma jail following a 14-day search for 2 Kansas women, Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly.
You're talking about northern Texas County, near that Kansas line. It's very rural.
Take a look for yourself. It was right here at Road L and Highway 95 where Butler and Kelly's car was found. This affidavit revealing there was blood on the roadway, a broken hammer, and even a pistol magazine inside Kelly's purse. An affidavit from the Texas County clerk shows evidence of a custody battle between Veronica Butler and Tiffany Adams, the grandmother of Butler's 2 children. On March 30th, Butler was set to meet Adams and her 2 children in rural Texas County, Oklahoma for a visit. Jillian Kelly was also there as a court-ordered supervisor.
There's not a lot of homes, not a lot of buildings or businesses. Sometimes you could use cameras to help you in this case. We did not have that. So that's what made it extremely challenging.
The investigation was stalled until an interview with the 16-year-old daughter of Cole and Cora Twombly, the 2 other suspects. In the affidavit, she is referred to as CW. CW recounts the chilling moments her parents came home 2 hours after the crime. They told her to clean their truck and that she no longer had to worry about Veronica Butler.
We used that to search a wide area throughout Texas County, and we were able to use those resources in order to find where these 2 bodies were.
CW later telling investigators there was an attempt to kill Veronica Butler months prior in February of 2024. That attempt was unsuccessful because Butler refused to leave her house. That evidence, along with cell phone records placing Adams and Twombly's phones near the scene, led to the arrest of the suspects.
You can't give away as much as maybe you guys are asking for, because that's how we're able to catch these 4 suspects.
As the investigation continues, the cause of death for Butler and Kelly still hasn't been determined. Questions still unanswered as 2 families begin the grieving process.
This case was tragic. You have 2 people who are dead, and 4 people that committed an absolutely brutal crime.
Max Dutton, 12 News.
And those 4 suspects made a first appearance in court on Wednesday, just days after the bodies of the 2 women were discovered. Factfinder reporter Jacob Albrock has the details from that court appearance and reaction from outside the courthouse.
Tiffany Adams made her first appearance in Oklahoma court. She's the grandmother of Veronica Butler's children and charged in the deaths of both Butler and Jillian Kelly. Investigators say Butler and Adams were in a custody battle over Butler's children, and that Adams, her boyfriend, Tad Cullum, and their friends, Cole and Cora Twombly, killed the 2 Huguenon women during what was supposed to be a handoff of the children.
How can you hate somebody so much that you want to kill them? That was not fair to her. That's not fair to our family.
Cullum and the Twombleys made their first appearance as well, drawing community members in Oklahoma to gather in support of the victims' families.
Heart-wrenching. It's horrific.
I wish it weren't happening.
Yes.
It's very sad.
Those 2 ladies should still be here with their kids.
As the case proceeds, family members of Butler are remembering her for who she was.
She was the best mom. The things that she did for her kids, I wish sometimes she was my mom.
She always just wanted the best for everybody. Even if it was these people, like, she would still want the best for them.
And say they only want one thing.
Just hope justice is served. I've heard this family's got away with a lot of stuff, so I just hope justice is served.
Now, all 4 suspects are charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy to commit murder. Authorities say Butler's children are safe. Now, prosecutors say one of the 4 suspects, Tiffany Adams, admitted that she was responsible for the deaths of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly during an interview with investigators. Again, Adams is the paternal grandmother of Butler's children. The judge denied bond to the suspects and entered not guilty pleas on their behalf. They will all be represented by public defenders and are due in court again next month. They could face the death penalty or life in prison without parole if they are convicted. Court documents also say the 4 suspects are members of an anti-government group called God's Misfits. The affidavit describes God's Misfits as an anti-government religious group. However, a Facebook post for the group called God's Misfits clarifies that it has nothing to do with the suspects. In a Facebook post, the group says it had nothing to do with what happened in Oklahoma, and they do not condone the murders, saying the crime goes against God's word. The pastor of God's Misfits also shared a video on the Facebook page in which he says the church is praying for the victims and their families, and also calls their deaths senseless murders. We'll continue following this case and bring you all the updates here on 12 News and our 12 News app.
I didn't want to believe it was the drug, but it just got progressively worse, and it led to a suicide attempt.
Some patients questioning weight loss medication like Ozempic. There are reports to the FDA about possible rare side effects. Coming up next on Factfinder Investigates.